Hey, Mark, glad to be back. Here we are with part four, and we're actually talking about a few of my very favorite things. And let's start with finance. I mentioned in our last thing, I thought it was called The Man from Babylon, but I see now it's called The Richest Man in Babylon, which was about how to manage your finances, etc. And if I remember, that tome is only about 30 pages. It's not a very big,
No.
we know critical, let's say finance is critical to your
Yeah.
success, right?
Yep. The reason why finances are so critically valuable to me is because it gives me options, Alan. That's about all options. At the end of the day, when you have finances, you've got options and you can make decisions. And making sacrifices and living within my means today so I can have the financial options that I want tomorrow. Wherever possible, I try to avoid debt. While money may not make you happy, owing money is certainly a great way to make you miserable. And so building wealth, becoming a good earner gives me options later on how I can add greater value, because without having good finances, you're not sustainable. It doesn't matter how good your intentions are if you are bankrupt. It's
amazing how a number of the things that we've already spoken about, whether it's attitude or priority or family commitment, it all kind of leads into, it helps you to be more financially successful. My father-in-law used to have an expression where he used to say, look up. And he didn't mean money was falling from the sky, but when you work hard, you get to look up because finance seems to take care of itself.
Yeah, and you know what I think one of the greatest options are with finances? It gives you an opportunity to also give generously. And the purpose of wealth isn't to spoil myself, my opinion, and my value. It's about that I can then serve other people in a greater way.
That leads perfectly into faith, and I know how important it is to you and I, and of course a billion other people on the face of the earth. And so when you talk about this giving, and yes, finance does allow you, whether it's your faith or it's any other cause. I just finished the Salt Therapy Association conference in Florida, and somebody asked me for our association what causes we support, and I said, all of them. It's rare that people call here and say, we need help. I've told my team, say yes, we'll figure it out, but say yes. Talk about faith.
Yeah. Faith is important to me because it actually gives me peace, Alan. Gives me peace. Faith is something bigger than myself, enlarges the perspective, and I see it as enriching our lives. I think everyone has faith. It's just a matter of simply where do they put their faith, right? And I think with exploring and deepening your faith, whatever that may be, and then it allows you to draw true nourishment from it.
Faith relates a lot to family, to commitment. We talked about in thinking how getting to your quiet space, it helps you physically as well, doesn't it? When you have the faith that you can go to a certain place and have your time.
Yeah, I think faith endows life with meaning and purpose. I think it supplies us with strength to endure hardship and to rebound from setbacks in a much stronger way. Because I think with faith, you have appreciation and you have gratitude.
Right. And we can take faith as a coverall word. It doesn't matter if it's God, karma, kismet, Jesus, Buddha, whatever it is you believe in. Faith is an overriding factor that allows you to have a belief system and in yourself.
Yeah. And it's I think it's about being accountable to someone bigger than oneself.
Well, and that leads us right into relationships. So we talked about the loves of our life who have put up with us for a very long time, and I'm one who believes in this type of relationship. So whether it's with your family, whether it's with a business partner, whether it's with a client, relationships are the cornerstone of the way that we operate.
Yeah, absolutely. I truly value relationships because it gives me true fulfillment, Alan. Relationships, you think about it in life, we're involved in sales, we're involved in business. People buy from people they know, like, and trust. You can have the greatest product in the world, but if you don't have a relationship with someone, it's very difficult sometimes to get off that first base. Relationships and over time really do endure. And so I really make the decision to initiate relationships and deposit goodwill into them daily. You know, and my wife also helped me really understand something here. Having 2 kids, they become my greatest teachers and mentors. And because I wanted to help them so much, I kept on wanting to tell them what to do. And my wife actually got me to step back one day, and she pulled me aside and said, Mark, do you want a relationship with your son, or do you always have to be right? And I think that was a turning point in my relationship with my son, because there I was almost at the point where I was preaching to him and wanting to help him so much. And now that I've turned around and focused on the relationship, the rest of it is flowing.
It's a beautiful thing. We're going to close on that note, because that is dear to my heart, what you just said. There's nothing to add to that. But I do look forward to part 5.
I look forward to the final series. Thanks a lot, Alan. Speak soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.